We have quite a few topics to talk about today. Our very first topic that we want to discuss today is the Arsenal versus Burnley reaction. Well, not Burnley, sorry,
Burnley.
Sunderland. I wrote down
I
Burnley
would
for
love to
some
talk
reason.
about Burnley. That was a
Yeah,
great
that
game.
was an awesome game. But the Arsenal versus Sunderland, thoughts on the game and the tactics, and how we feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get you to give your opinion first. First initial reactions and what you thought.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I think I've said this on repeat for a lot. I think we spoke about this last week, and we both said that we kind of felt like this would be a bit of a scrappy one. It would be one that would be really happy to get out of jail with the 3 points and just take it. Neither of us really felt like this was a game where we were going to go away to Sunderland and smash the opponent. I think both of us kind of understood that it would be a tough task, and the game proved to be that way. And the closer we got to kickoff, I started feeling a bit nervous. And yeah, I saw Instagram posts made by Granit Xhaka. He was basically just riling up the Sunderland fan base, which I find it very laughable because the man doesn't make posts like that before every game, just this one. So it shows you how important it was to get one back on the Gunners, even though, to be honest, I felt like for me, I never really had any bad blood with Granit Xhaka. Like maybe at one point, that time we got stripped of the captaincy, but since then, things were all good. We challenged for the title. We bottled the Premier League in his last stint with the Gunners. So I didn't really feel like Granit. I don't know what he's after, but he's obviously got something to prove. And I just felt like this was a big deal for them. And by the way, I didn't even realize, maybe my Arsenal knowledge is not as good as I thought. And all apologies to Dan Ballard. I didn't even realize that he was an Arsenal Academy player at all.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize that until after he scored the goal. And people were like, former Arsenal Academy player Daniel Ballard scores. I'm like,
they were actually talking about it before kickoff. Talking about him before kickoff, at least in the version I was seeing. So I was like, okay, I guess he was in our academy, but I didn't really care because I don't know. I'm pretty happy with our defenders. I don't know about you, so I didn't really give two minds about it. But yeah, he seems like he had a vendetta against us because that was an absolute screamer.
Yeah. So obviously, Sunderland is up for that. And one thing we got to understand is that when you all of a sudden now we're the hunted rather than the hunters, even though we haven't really won anything. Generally, people go after the champions. But thank you, Liverpool, for being so shit that people have forgotten that you are the champions. So they have to come after us now, and we're the ones with the big target on our back. And I feel like that's something we have to get used to. Something we've been getting used to the whole year. The low blocks, the mid blocks. Everyone is trying what their hardest to try to get after Arsenal and then playing us in different ways. Sunderland, to their credit, came after us in a different way, while also being able to stay rigid defensively as well in most respects of the game until they started to feel a little bit comfortable. But yeah, look, I just felt that in that first half, it was a bit slow from Arsenal. The build-up play was slow, and I think you had to expect that, given the fact that we've been on the road. Had to go up to play Burnley, then all the way to Czech Republic, and then back, and then all the way back up to the top of northern part of England to play Sunderland, and all within 7 days. And you can tell this is a team that was very, very tired. And I think maybe we knew that going in with all the 7 injuries that all the players we had missing in the game. And I could definitely tell that was something that was playing its toll. One thing I will say is that despite going behind, that I love the fight from this team, and I feel like it's got forgotten in the result, but we fought all the way back. I know, Cal, I was in the group chat with you. You didn't stop believing. The minute we can see, you said we're winning 3-1. You were almost right. You were close to being right. But yeah, I mean, Saka literally took the game by the throat, and we're going to talk about Saka a lot later on today. And Trossard, that was probably Arsenal's goal of the season so far. So,
not for me.
Okay, well,
the Zubi one was kind of.
I don't know. I just felt like this one was better. It was
because of the stakes. Because of the stakes.
The stakes, yeah, and just ripped away. It ripped, and it was an arrow, and it was a bullet.
What it meant.
It was
at the time.
Well hit, well struck.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I felt like we were on our way to 3 points, and then
Yeah.
Ryan Gabriel just got their wires crossed at the end there, and
I haven't been. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just my opinions. I haven't felt this hurt from a result since probably losing to Aston Villa in the 23-24 season. Because
really, because I sat here, you were pretty peeved after the Liverpool game.
I was peeved, but I wasn't hurt. This hurt.
Yeah.
I've been pissed off, but this hurt. And the reason why it hurt, it's because it's the belief. It's the belief to go alongside the Liverpool result. I didn't believe yet, this season. That was pretty early in the season. I didn't really like how we were playing too much up until that point. And the run that we've been going on, and it makes your heart swell with so much more pride and belief. And that dagger at the end, the way it happened, the fact that I'm watching our team fight back, we fight back and score the 2 goals. Beautiful goals. We actually do it, and I'm like, I'm thinking,
so close.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is champion. Like, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're winning the league. Like that's how I was feeling up to 1. Like I was saying, yeah, we're winning the league, because it's like, okay, this team has literally everything. We literally can't lose, and you feel invincible. And to lose in that fashion, I haven't felt that hurt in a while, and I think that's why I probably took a little break from football, because that was just it hurt in the chest. And let's not get it twisted, people. Not disappointed in the team or anything like that. I'm not disappointed in Arteta. I'm not criticizing them. This is football. Like, these things will happen, and we're not going to go out there and win every game. And Sunderland, they're doing fantastic this season. Like, let's keep it 100%.
That's what I'm saying. You have to really. There's a big part of this that credit needs to go to Sunderland. People don't do it enough.
They didn't let us play, and especially in that first half, what they did to stop us. First of all, the ref is a bozo, an absolute fraud. In terms of like
that
the
first,
stopping.
What do you think about that first free kick that they got?
I'm not even going to talk about the individual decisions. I'm just going to say this. When the game's broken up the way it is, and the fouls are going in one direction, and it's stop, start, that is 100% against Arsenal's favor, because we can't build up a flow. There is no flow state. It's just broken up shit football. And it really suits other teams when the game is played like that, especially when the free kicks are going against you. So, but that pissed me off. And also, this Sunderland team is a very physical team, and I think they got away. It's almost like when we play Newcastle, it's like they just get away with more than anyone else in terms of physicality, in terms of, I'm seeing them drag our players to the ground with both their hands, like pulling shirts, like want to rip off the shirts of players, and it's just not getting called. But for us, it gets called and the play gets broken up. So I think that was in their favor, and that was pissing me off during the game.
See, what pissed me off though, Cal? I'll let you finish in a second. That first one, the one they got, the free kick that they gave to Zubi, the yellow card, which ended up being the goal, right?
Yeah.
Granit Xhaka, earlier in that run, literally drags, I forget who it was, down to the ground by his shirt.
Yeah,
drags him to the ground illegally. That, by the way, in the NFL, that gets called. That's a more physical game, right?
Yeah.
And he lets that run, and then calls Zubi for a soft foul.
Yeah.
So that's what pisses me off. It's not the fact that he gave the free kick that ended. Like, who would have known that would end up being a goal? It's just
shouldn't
the
have been a goal.
principle of the fact, like watching it 10 seconds apart from each other.
But in my opinion, we just have to rise above that stuff, because we're just not going to get. That's just gonna happen, and because we scored the 2 goals in the way that we did, it made me believe, like, okay, like the team will rise above, like we will rise above. And to be honest with you, the how the goals were conceded in the end, that wasn't Arteta's fault. There's a little bit of a discourse about, man, he shouldn't have played Mosquera or whatever. To be honest with you, that last thing, like that was a miscommunication between Gabriel and Raya, and
Yeah,
we don't see
absolutely.
many bozo moments from them anymore. But that was a bozo moment
That's
from
what
both
I'm
of them.
saying. I think this comes down to a lot to fatigue, and I've said this on a few of the shows already that I've been on this week. That I just feel like they're just doing things because in the brain, it's not just fatigue in the body, it's fatigue in the brain, and having to be focused. Think about it, this is a team that has kept before this 8 consecutive clean sheets, and not just that. It's not like at the end of those games we've put in a lot of effort to try to make sure that we keep those clean sheets, and
Yeah,
and in this game as well, we had to defend for our life. They were in the box many times. Like I felt very uncomfortable with
yeah,
how we just kind of allowed them in that
yeah,
part of in that latter part of the game, the last 10 minutes, to
yeah,
just have so many chances. Like all of a sudden, when the gate has been totally shut, that it's suddenly creeped open and they're
yeah.
coming in every single time.
But this is,
And yeah,
to
I
be
just
honest with
think
you, I'm gonna say this.
I think that's down to
I
fatigue,
think
don't
if
you?
Gyökeres wasn't injured, we probably win the game. And the reason I
Boom.
say that,
Thank you.
it's because first of all, he subbed off Eze because Eze provides absolutely nothing defensively. He also doesn't carry the ball. So in terms of build up or anything to kind of relieve pressure, because building up with the ball carrying, that's also defensively, because you have the ball, you're keeping the ball, and if you have the ball, they don't have the ball, and Eze doesn't carry the ball and he's not good defensively, so he actually doesn't provide much. Like, he actually provides nothing if in a situation like that, unless you're just shooting balls over the top and hoping that he sprints or something. So that's not going to work. So if Gyökeres started, he would have subbed off Eze for Moreno, which would help because Moreno's a dual winner, and it would, and because Gyökeres also is a physical threat and press as well, we would be able to keep the ball. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
also, by the way,
So,
some of those chances, the one that Saka had on the break, if you put Gyökeres on the break, those are the goals that he's scoring in Sporting,
but
to be honest.
he did assist for Saka though, like
No,
for
no,
that
I'm not,
first.
I'm not making. By the way, it's not a Moreno thing at all. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah. Okay, it's just
um,
a tactic. You're just talking about the tactics.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Gyökeres provides. I think we saw what Gyökeres means for the team a little bit more with him out in terms of even the space that we had.
Yeah. And also, by
In
the
that
way,
first.
that first goal, why are they so comfortable in sending their like the free kick takes place within their own in their own half, right? So
Yeah,
generally in free kicks like that, you're not sending 70-yard balls in for center backs. That's generally very risky. The reason why
yeah,
they felt comfortable doing that is because they didn't have to account for Gyökeres' threat
yeah.
going the other
Gyökeres
way.
helps us so much on the transition. It's unbelievable, and it's not like I've been very critical of him, but in terms of, especially in terms of, he mightn't be the fastest, but in terms of build up on the transition, he's very, very good at cross balls, laying it off through balls, and he's able to hold the ball up for that. So like, he's able to hold the ball with like someone like, say, maybe Zubamendi, like Declan Rice wins the ball and hits it into Gyökeres. Gyökeres is very good at holding the ball, taking a little look and then swiveling it into either Saka or whoever is running forward. He's done that quite a few times. It might not always end in a goal, but we've seen it end in goals, like the ones that, like the assist he had, like the pre-assist that he had for Trossard in the last game that he played, which was amazing. So we're missing him. And yeah, we don't have.
I think, to be honest,
And
I think we're missing
we were also missing
and
Martinelli, because
yeah.
Martinelli on the transition is deadly, and we don't have him, so we had to play. So I think it does get into account for
That's what I keep
that.
saying. So, like, look, my overall takeaway from this game is that it sucks to drop points, but I think there are a lot of positives to come out of this
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Because I think, first of all, it shows you, by the way, the resilience we had for the first time this year. Really, I think this is the first time we've actually come back from outside of Newcastle. Second time that we successfully came back from a deficit and then took the lead.
Yeah.
And so that shows you a lot of character. Because to be honest, at halftime, I saw nothing from this team. And the fact that they came out with a bit between their teeth, we didn't need to make any substitutions.
Yeah.
And they showed the
And
character of
obviously,
the fight to come back.
anyone blaming Arteta, it's like, Yeah, nah,
No,
because like whatever he told them, he like in the tunnel, like he said something. They scored 2 freaking goals, like,
to
and
be
it was
honest, I'm at
because
this point though where
yeah,
people are making Arteta points, and it's because they're looking for it rather than them actually analyzing the game
yeah,
and being constructive with it. There are
yeah,
Arteta outers who are waiting and waiting and waiting for weeks. As we said, it's been 9 episodes
yeah,
for weeks to
yeah.
finally find something to criticize Arteta about,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're basically just clawing at straws at this point. So
yeah. Yeah, but you know, it hurts, it stings, and I don't blame the coach. I don't even blame the players. I think it's just one of those games, dude. And I'm really proud of this team for what we've done so far. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, it
also
just
just think of all the stuff that had to happen for us to
yeah,
actually just draw a game. Never mind losing, to just draw the game, right?
yeah,
We had seven first team players out for this game. We had just played 3 games in 7 days. By the way, all of them are away games, so none of them are at home. We're traveling, as I said, we're traveling
yeah,
Lancashire to the Czech Republic to Sunderland or whatever, like Sunderland, Newcastle area, whatever that
yeah.
is.
Up in the
Like
freezing cold.
that is a lot of mileage in 7 days. Like you've been
Yeah,
just back from a trip, you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like
It's a
it's
lot.
a lot of flying in the airplane,
Yeah.
like
Also, a lot of things. What people don't
and a
think
lot
of,
of concentration in defending. I think it was a like
yeah. What people don't
not
talk
just
about as well is that we almost scored to win the game, guys. Like, did
yeah,
you
I
see the
know.
Calafiori header and then the
Yeah, and then
clearance off the
Moreno
line?
almost scored. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Was it
clearance
Moreno
off the
almost
line.
scored? Yeah, I think it
I think it
was.
was Gabriel, or I can't
No,
remember who it
Moreno. It was
was.
Moreno. It was Moreno. I'm pretty sure.
Someone shot that ball, and this Ballard dickhead or whatever his name is,
Yeah, Ballard.
like cleared it off the line. He really
Mm.
wanted that result, but
But by the way, the biggest thing I get out of this is how much our rival fans are showing their ass. How much they might say that they think Arsenal are bottling it, but deep down inside, they know that might be our best chance to do it. And so they're literally been waiting. I could just see it, like, and they're literally just like cockroaches coming out of the rocks. The minute that they think that there's a chance, like they see, oh, whoa, Arsenal, like, and it's like, and even beforehand, right before they equalized, you know, and we took the lead, they were all talking, and then silence.
yeah.
Silence. Me, you, and Seb are chatting away about Arsenal, whatever. And then all of a sudden we conceded at the very end, and here come the cockroaches again, back out from, by the way, love you all, you boys in the group chat. I know you'll be watching this. I don't mean by you guys are actually cockroaches. It's a metaphor. And it's not just you, by the way, it's everybody in all the rivals on the hate alongs and everything like that.